Welcome again to another episode of Elite Strength Conditioning. All right, we're going to talk today a little bit about core development. Not particularly a word I like, but it's familiar, across all circles. So what we're talking about here is our abdominals, obliques, and lower back. That's particularly what we're going to concern ourselves with today. All right, so the big issue with some of this stuff when we do ab exercise, people think of crunches and sit-ups and all these things that require a massive amount of volume when it comes to flexion and rotation and all these things. So what we're doing, and as you'll read further on in this video, there's a little paragraph at the end, you can read more about it. But what we're doing there is we're really putting a lot of pressure on our spine and a lot of overuse of the rotation and flexion ability of our spine. So we're going to start talking about some other ways to develop our core besides just so much crunching or rotating, okay? And what we're talking about is anti-rotation, anti-flexion, so stability against a force, okay? So a couple of easy ways, and you'll recognize some of these, is a front hold or a plank. So there's many variations of a plank you can do. All right, starting off, first off right here, you go right into your plank, really focusing on activating the abs, keeping the lower back out of it. So making sure your back's nice and flat here and not arched in is very key. So we've got several different versions. We can kind of alternate our feet back and forth, alternate our hands back and forth. We've got these different progressions, okay, that we can go through. Moving on to side holds. So a lot of different forms of just kind of learning how to stabilize our core and our obliques and use these muscles when we need to. All right. Another type of exercise I like to use is with these bands. Okay, there's a lot of really good anti-rotation, anti-flexion exercises you can use with some of these stretch bands. Okay. Now, this gives you a little bit more of a feeling of maybe if you're running and things like that, your body's moving and it has to resist against the force when it's kind of applied. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press my hips forward, my knees close together, and I'm just going to kind of press out. All right. As I stretch this band, it tries to rotate me, and I have to fight that rotation. That is activating my obliques and really firing those muscles, similar to if I was running or walking. Okay. And the farther I stretch out, the harder it gets. So once again, you can modify to half kneeling, up to split, standing, so you can do all kinds of different variations of these things, and the same thing can be said about anti-flexion. So usually it's a little more difficult, you might need a slightly lighter band, but I'm pressing up above my head, seeing how it wants to pull me over this way. Now I'm fighting that flexion. Okay, so these bands are another great way, all right, to get some ab work and really focus on stability and building those muscles in your core without sitting there and just overworking that spinal flexion where you're putting a lot of pressure on your vertebrae and the discs in between your vertebrae. Okay, so finally, another great one. There's a whole bunch of them, but these are three of my favorites, is carries. All kinds of different carries you can do where I'm going to squat down, pick up a weight, and I'm going to focus on keeping the weight slightly away from my leg as I walk. All right, this weight's trying to pull me down, and I'm going to flex. I'm going to tighten up against that flexion. Heavier weight makes it more intense. I can go 2 dumbbells. Those dumbbells are trying to crumple me down. I'm going to tighten up everything nice and firm. Okay? We can do the same thing with an overhead. So once again, I can get more advanced and go to some kind of an overhead carry. There's all kinds of different variations here. So the carries, the band, anti-rotation, anti-flexion with the band, and all of your different planks and holds are 3 great ways to start learning how to engage these core muscles so that when you do the things that really strengthen the abs, front squats, back squats, lunges, okay, all these big heavy exercises, when you have to put a weight down on your body and support that weight, and everything has to tighten up to support that weight as you carry it, that is where true core strength is built. These exercises right here are to train us, to develop us so we're prepared to support those loads when we get into those heavy, major movements through hinging and knee bending and pushing and pulling and all those other things. So give some of these a try. Start off easy with some of the basic ones and you can kind of progress through. All right, stay tuned for some more videos that kind of get a little bit more in depth with the progressions of each different type of these exercises. So good luck and thanks for watching.